Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another wonderful evening of the Mountain Dew Pro League here at CSGM. I am none other than the man, the myth, the legend, your man. I'm joined tonight by the boy wonder,
people are going to be able to start this off with the knife round win, going to pick their side, obviously. And on Inferno, that means quite a bit more than on a typical map. Being able to start on whichever side you feel most comfortable with, and for most people that will be CT, is going to be a huge advantage for them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, two amazing teams, and I think with good people trying to get as many rounds as they can here early, that is the best they can possibly do. All right, sorry about that. I was really confused there for a minute.
And that means winning the pistol round for Nitrious is going to be one of the most important things they can do in this game if they can get that done. And so let's see what their strategy for that is. They have a lot of utility, which is kind of atypical for pistol rounds below this level, but starts to get more common in the premier area up. Let's see what they use it for. Now, a lot of it's already been dumped out, and it's coming into the A-bomb site. They actually have almost an execute lined up here, but Crash, he's going to put a quick stop to that. He gets one kill, and Caboose follows it up. The T's not quite able to get any purchase despite the kills, only getting one player in a pit. And they're looking at a 2-on-3. One of their players super lit. This is not looking good for the terrorist side.
Oh, they're going to have to pick up this bomb, and it's still up on balcony and dropped again by Juice. Now all up to Douglas. Finds a head, but has to find two more frags with only 7 health. Not going to be the
Glock too.
Yeah, I mean, that randomness of the bloom of that spray from the Glock, it's doable. But the range here is the key.
That's the problem.
He needs to get the close encounters.
And I like what he's doing right now. He's working for the flank, which, unfortunately, he was a little slow, so he's going to be caught out here, but was probably the most intelligent play he could have made, just because how lit he was would not have allowed him to take a head-on engagement.
Right, and Maka read that perfectly and was able to go back, realize he was coming from behind, and take him down. So good people will take the pistol round. And this buy will come in here. Nothing much for Nitrous, just some pistols. No utility. Well, just a smoke and a flash.
Let's see what they can do with those CZs. I always like seeing what players can do with them, especially because they've been relatively unchanged, especially when compared to the other pistols. But already early on in the ground, Food's just going to eat it from the nade stack. What a very great use of HE grenades coming out from good people.
Yeah, I mean, full disclosure, I think that is just the right call right there.
The nade stack?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So when you're on an eco round like this, a lot of teams are going to call for a rush, and so a nade stack to just shut down any rush that might be coming in, because a rush is definitely the strongest strategy that they might have in their arsenal right now. It just essentially removes their strongest tool in the kit for winning this round.
Well, it looks like Nitrious wants to take A. They're trying to find a pick on anybody over in A right now from good people. Both Caboose and Crashy are the targets, but they have picked up the bomb. Looks like they may be rotating back. They haven't fully pulled anybody off yet. Neptune gonna be the martyr here, but that should make it pretty obvious that they're not gonna push. And Nitrous, they're gonna make their way over towards B. You can see Strong Legs rotating back, and they also have Maka to deal with on site.
And as the push is slowly moving towards B, you have to keep in mind that both of these B players have those bigger weapons that are so good at range, and with 2 terrorists just falling down, they have no chance at winning this round, and even the bomb plan is denied by good people. Textbook play there, textbook sight holds. I like how they didn't get antsy. I like how they didn't chase for frags. That's not a quality that's too common below ESL Pro League, so the fact that they were able to maintain that patience not only won them the round, but it also prevented the bomb plant, and it also prevented the terrorists from saving any weapons, so just completely ruins their economy, at least for this one last round.
Their whole goal here is going to be just to get on the site and plant the bomb. They need the money, and look at them. Good people are reading it so well. Order is able to pick up 2. Now Caboose going for the other. Strongland finds 1, and it's all up to Neptune. Going to be an easy round for good people. Reading that one so well.
And so right after I compliment them on their patience, they go for a huge rush. And while that might seem kind of counterproductive, that's one of the best things you can do on a counter-terrorist side, is be unpredictable. Don't play the same spots every round. And when you think the terrorists are going to do one thing for whatever the reason, hard counter it and shut them down at the very beginning of the round. And that's exactly what the CTs did. And not only did they win the round for it, but they also kept a lot of money in the bank heading into this first gun round, which is going to be huge for them.
Well, now Nitrious has those AKs in hand. and some utility. These nades coming in from good people, doing work on the Douglas, bringing him down 72. You can see Foods all the way down at 2 now. And this is going to be really tough for Nitrious. They're able to pick up the first kill by shot out. The trade comes in from Juice. Neptune finds one as well, and that's going to leave the A bomb site wide open. Both Stronglegs and Maka in Banana going to push forward, not spot anybody out, but now they're going to have to play the retake game.
The retake going to be very tough. They don't have a lot of utility, but one thing you have to know, although it is a 2v4, 2 of those terrorists are very lit, although that's proving not to matter that much, as one of the full health terrorists peeks around the corner and takes a counter-terrorist life. Now it's just Stronglegs in the 1-on-4, but again, 3 of those players are so lit. Well, right in the middle of my, inspiring speech for him, comes around a corner, and one dome piece takes his head off. Nice try, though.
Nitrous will pick up their first round, making this a 3-1 here on round 5. And now no money problems for the CTs after taking the first 3. And the terrorists now are going to be building up their economy. They're going to have lots more guns. Utility finally in full effect for Nitrious. The question is, where are they going to use these grenades?
Let's see. The AWP going to whiff the shot down the mid pick. Something like that, not exactly a huge blow, but definitely just stings a little bit. If you can remove that fifth player, from the terrorist side, they lose a lurk and they lose some sight power. They lose the utility that he was carrying as well. So that those early round picks can really be a lot more impactful than people realize. Good people, though, going to be missing out on that opportunity. Taking a lot of health away from the terrorist side, though, which is something that shouldn't be overlooked.
We can see Nitrious pushing up into middle now. That smoke covering the vision of Odorous and Crashy. We're both over there, but now that smoke starts to fade, Crashy's going to be able to pick up one. Advantage now over to good people. They are still trying to make their way onto site, but this counter utility coming in from the counter terrorists is doing its job, and that's going to force Nitrious back in the middle as they're going to have to attempt to take the second bomb site.
But, of course, the counter-terrorists still pretty prepared for this. They did have one player rotate off, as would be expected, but they had the anchor player in a very good position. And Stronglegs, he realizes what's going on, and so he's actually coming back towards B as well. This is going to be no cakewalk for Nitrious.
Well, they're going to have to make their way onto the site, but here's Stronglegs waiting. Maka finds the first of the frags from behind that new box. Food finds one, but that'll be all he finds, and good people are going to completely destroy the bank of Nitrious.
They hardly even needed the rest of the team. Those 2 B-bomb site players shut it down completely, and that's especially impressive when you consider the fact that Stronglegs was completely out of position. He had to come back and was still able to just destroy the incoming push from the terrorists. So although things were looking a little bit rough for the CTs in the last round before that, they managed to bring it back into their favor, and you can see the economy for the terrorist side is significantly weakened as a result.
Broken by coming in, Douglas only on that CZ. Neptune going to have to waste an early smoke. Limited utility on their side, and they had to use it fast to stop that Molotov from spreading and doing any damage. And they are waiting for aggression from good people, and good people playing this very smart right now. They are not peeking out into areas they do not need to peek into. Bomb is down, pretty much close to spawn. Finally picked up the direction it wants to go. Well, looks to be up towards Banana. 4 players there, and just a lurk from shot up. Here comes the nades over the top. The question is, will they be able to get into the site, or will these 2 players in Stronglegs and Maka hold it down?
And immediately after those nades come, the AWPer actually starts to rotate. He does get tricked, though, and start falling back towards the A-bomb site, which might hurt good people a lot. The AWP is a great deal of firepower, especially if that CT smoke fades. And so the fact that that's missing could be a huge problem here. Stronglegs, though, kind of makes up for it, manages to find a kill, and so now it's an even kill, 3-on-3, but Neptune, with an interesting angle, manages to take down one of the retaking players, and Juice does so as well. So now it's just one of the CTs in a 1-on-3. This is not going to be easy for him, but it is doable, especially as he finds the first and the second kill, but he will be shut down before he can win the round.
Crashy going pure man mode there, almost finds 3, but Juice just a little more accurate on that final shot, able to take him down, and now good people on the back foot, gonna have to save up. It'll be interesting to see what their call is here.
Look at the discipline from good people. They go down the board and by the bare minimum, while still allowing themselves to have a full buy for the next round, and nobody really breaks ranks on that. And so the fact that they're unified coming into this round, even if they lose, they're still in a great spot to come back from that and keep their momentum going.
I like this angle that they're holding with Crashy and Odorous. Now, one player's spotted out, and Caboose goes down pretty quick. That's going to open up this A site, but if they come out, they have to deal with two, and Juice does just that. Shot Up will find the final player, and now it's all up to Maka.
And with just the CZ, not even any armor, the best he can hope for here is grab a gun, get the hell away. And so that's exactly what he's going to try to do, but Douglas, of course, the UMP against no head armor, he gets the one-shot kill. And that seals the round, as we all knew it was going to go, to Nitrious.
So they've pulled this within 1. Good People have 4. Nitrious have 3. Round 8 about to start. Good People, they have a buy now. They're going to be able to get that op as well. Utility on everybody but Crashy. Nitrious, well, they've built up quite a little bit of money. They'll be able to probably buy into the next round, even if they lose this one. But I don't think that's their goal.
You know, believe it or not, me neither.
You know, that'd be a really great team to start. Let's start a team, Mazer, where the goal is to not win.
I buy power? That's not a tired old joke at all.
No.
As I say
but it's
that,
almost too soon.
one entry towards the B bomb site is going to make things a little bit hairy for the counter-terrorist side, especially as Caboose will fall down as well. Now, Caboose, he is a very kind of strong firepower component, even though he's not putting up that strong numbers yet. So the fact that he does fall down this early on in the round just kind of complicates things a little bit for Good People. That being said, the terrorists have not a lot of map control, and the only thing that they really have going for them is they have one player pushed up in apartments and 2 people kind of middle banana. It's something more than nothing, but it's not perfect, and it's certainly not enough to base and execute off if they want to really do things right.
Well, Neptune's found damage on a Crashy. Does a little back, but in the end will die. But look at this smart play. Good People have kind of figured it out. Nope, they are going to go back. Maka's able to find food on the rotate, so evening things out. But now Nitrious has 3 men. They're going to make their way onto the site and get this bomb plant. And it's up to Stronglegs and Maka to kind of do the rotation, come through Banana, and I'm not even sure they're going to bother.
They could save here. I'm not sure that I agree with that decision, but it's certainly a viable one. And it looks like that is what they'll be doing. Stronglegs falling back, making sure nobody flanks them from CT. And so here's why I'm not a huge fan of the decision to save, right? This is pretty close, although I get now they don't have a kit, which certainly would hurt them a lot in any retake attempt. But you also look at Inferno, relatively CT-sided, of course less so since the change, since the reintroduction of the map into the pool, but still very CT-sided. And the fact that they're this close in the first half, I'd be worried if I was on Good People what exactly my opponent can be doing once they hit CT side, once they get to a spot where they might be comfortable.
They did lose 1 weapon, but able to carry that op into this round. And that's going to be pretty much the only thing they have. Giving it over to Odorous. Now, Juice shot up Douglas, Food, and Neptune. Well, they're reading it perfectly. They've picked up 2 MAC-10s to try to find these no-head armor players and gain a little bit more money in the bank.
I like that. I like that a lot. That's how you know that a team has an IGL that's not only keeping track of the gist of an economy, but is keeping track of the numbers. You know what I mean? He knows that there's not going to be any head armor coming out here, and so 2 of his players buying MAC-10s. Although, what you do with the MAC-10 is you send them on risky information plays because they can move so quick and fire while still being mobile. Unfortunately for Food, he doesn't manage to get a frag, but he does still get the information about a B stack, and so that's going to allow players to kind of flood into that A bomb site so quickly. The bomb does go down, but the other MAC-10 actually dying to the opera as he runs around the corner, but it doesn't matter. The site's still gone to the terrorists. Now they just have to fend off the post plant, which isn't going to be easy. The A bomb site, lots of corners, lots of angles, and that's the perfect playground for the CZs and MAC-10s that the counter-terrorists have right now.
Well, they've already done a little bit of work, putting this down to 2 players for Nitrious. They've got the bomb plant, Juice on site, 1 player in pit. He'll mow down 1, Juice finds the other. They make their way onto the site. Last guy's in pit. It's all up to Shut Up. This eco round has paid off for Good People, as they will be able to defuse the bomb or not. No, they don't.
No kit. Bye-bye.
Well, they'll lose the round, but that's still a win in their books. They're going to have a little bit more money on this round. Look at that economy now as they go up 48.50 on their lowest. or 4450 and 5600 on Crashies, but an op and an AK saved off that round. That is monumentally big.
So much better than what you'd expect to do for an eco round like that. And now you can see, despite the fact that they were ecoing just last round, they still have a decent amount of capital left over even after full buying for their team. And more importantly, full set of nades on every player. Inferno is a map where your utility is so important, especially for that B-bomb site. You need to strategically use every second of a smoke and every second of a molly and every tick of damage on an HE to fend off a terrorist attack into the B-bomb site. And so the fact that they have the full arsenal to do it with is going to make that hold so much easier.
I'm really interested to see what happens to good people when they get on T side, because their CT smarts are so good. But we'll talk about it in a second as they make their way on the site. Nitrious Gaming trying to find everything they can. Trades come back and forth, and it's still a 3v3, but they have control of the site. Knows the player's up high. Odorous takes down Neptune. So now, I don't even think Crashy knew what he was doing. Finds a kill onto Juice. Now it's all up to Shot Up before they even bother to start to retake. And they're going to know he's relatively close with that smoke. And they'll start to push forward. They're going to throw that flash. He finds one, finds two.
What a
It's
spread.
a 1v1. Odorous and Shot Up. Got the draw.
Oh.
And wow, Odorous whiffs a critical
Through
shot
the
there.
coffin. That was impressive. That was very impressive from Shot Up. And he even grabs the op at the end for style points. Passing it over to Juice, who, of course, has been putting up a decent amount of frags this entire game. I'm liking what I'm seeing here.
I was liking what I was seeing from good people. About to talk about how well they were doing their teamwork, how they were trading efficiently, holding angles, peeking together, and then they just one-on-one an entire retake and lost a huge round.
You know, that is true. Especially with the smoke on CT, the way they were just kind of running through it into the spray. It
Why
kind
didn't
of
anybody go
tarnishes
from
that
Coffin?
great play from the first couple of rounds.
Well, Odorous will find two.
Speaking of great play,
Neptune, though, will trade back one onto Caboose. 2v1, or I'm sorry, 2-1. Good people only losing just Caboose. And now the bomb over towards B. Lone man on the side of Strong Legs with Justin and they're keeping Neptune over there to play the game. Neptune, he's going to do work while he's there, keeping them honest. But now Crashies finds them. Oh, and this may be the call to go B. They were going to rotate back A. Now this smoke will come over. Here's the flash to blind out Strong Legs. But Strong Legs is in a great position. They may not know he's there. They're going to be looking for these longer engagements. He's able to find one, traded out by Food, but the bomb is dropped on the site. Now it's a 2v1 for Food, and they know exactly where he is.
although they've just given away their position by spraying through that smoke. So Food, he's watching for it carefully, and he knows to put the resmoke down, and he's got both counter-terrorist players pegged. And of course, he knows who the opper is, so he knows he's going against an op as well. It wouldn't surprise me here if he tries to either close the gap or pick up that op and then play distances. Try to out-off that counter-terrorist opper who's been just fearsome, but unfortunately for him, he gets pushed by the rifler. And that'll be an easy defuse for the CTs. Good people trying to prove that that 1v3 was just a fluke.
Well, it'll take more than a 2v1 pinch with a little bit of timing god involvement. Good people playing well, but need to come together and really put the rest of these rounds behind them here on round 12. You're looking at a 5-6 scoreline with arguably a easier side on good people and less rounds.
And so now the CT's heading into a bit of an unorthodox setup with 3 towards B. I wonder if that's because they read the weakened buy coming out from the terrorists. Of course, it is weakened, but it's not completely broken, though, which is something they're going to have to keep in mind.
Just a little peek over in Banana from Food, trying to pop that Deagle down. Good people playing this one relatively safely on site. Just peeks into apartments from Caboose. Shot Up will try to push out. He does have to deal with Odorous's insane op.
Look at how close he was to that frag, too.
Just on a random spray almost, it seems like, you know.
Great game sense.
Great game sense. Crashies with his game sense will find 2. Caboose now knows there's someone up high. That flash will come down. Shot Up comes out, finds Crashies. Caboose and Pitt will get shot up, but will that be all he finds? Doesn't matter. His teammate Stronglegs is there to back him up, and that's that teamwork I'm talking about. Now food, 2 flashes, 2 balls, and a dream.
And a dream.
I mean, I am assuming food's gender at this point.
Unfortunately for him, regardless of gender or dreams, sprayed down by Maka. And so we're tied up 6-6.
That fell flatter on its face than other casting companies have. Well, good people now tied up 6-6.
Just like to remind you, this match brought to you by @CSGM official UFrag WeCast.
They do choose to keep that ump in hand along with that MP7. I don't know where that came from. It looked like it was Caboose. And a quick round for good people puts them back in the lead.
What a nutter. Good people,
What a nutter.
They seem to have a great handle on when they should be pushing. Regardless of the mistakes they may make in those 1vX scenarios, it always seems whenever they dedicate a lot of manpower to a push, to just a straight out, let's rush them, let's get in their face, let's take them down, it always works. And so the fact that they're able to read that has given them a couple of pretty important rounds.
Well, pretty important round is here as Nitrious Gaming want to try to get the lead on this and go into the CT side with an advantage. At the moment, they can pat themselves on the back because even if they take a 9-6, it's a good round. And that's going to be the attempt here as Food finds Maka on the push, picks up the bomb. They'll be taking this one to the rest of his team over towards A mid. Both Caboose and Crashy's on site right now, but Stronglegs and Odorous, they're going to be pushing up. Here's Stronglegs finding Food, takes him down. And now that's going to confuse and bewilder these Nitrious gamers.
They are set up outside of the A-bomb site, ready for a pretty strong take, but Stronglegs, he's sensing that and he's rotated off, leaving just his teammate with the AWP to anchor on that B-bomb site. It's got to be a little bit worrisome that the CTs don't have the AWPer there to back them up, especially as the rotator just falls down and Neptune with a beautiful pixel-perfect headshot on the Pit player. What is it? What is this man doing? He's insane. Now, the last player from Good People, he's pushed down Banana and he's on the flank, but he's in a 1 versus 3, and an AWP is not a weapon that's good for clutching scenarios. Let's see how it plays it. It looks like a save is
Kenny
what he's got
S
in
or
mind.
something.
Kenny S on the A-bomb site in Inferno is an anomaly, and we should not be basing any technical analysis on him.
I think that's the exact right thing to do as a caster, to find the anomalies and bring them up every time a situation remotely reminds you of them.
And then get mad when
they don't do it.
They don't meet the expectation.
Yeah, exactly. So Odorous, don't even know why he's
just
in this
being
MDL
a
league.
coward.
Complete, like 70s lady parts.
All right, but no. Just to clarify, that was absolutely the smart play from Odorous.
Oh yeah, 100%. Why
100%. Kenny S is Kenny S. Any AWPer, most of the AWPers in Pro League and every AWPer in MDL cannot hope to compete with that. So you want to save the money, you want to save the investment, you want to be able to bring it into this last round of the half, and that's exactly what he does. And look at his team's weapons. They'd seriously be hurting for long range if not for the AWP, but as I say that, somehow Juice with the AK wins a duel against him. And so they're right back where they started in terms of not having an AWP.
I am going to disagree with you in one thing that you just said. Because I don't know if you know every MDL AWPer right now, but if you're not aware of Logan fucking Long, well, I'm sorry.
He's not Kenny, all right?
Look, Kenny aspires to be Logan Long, okay? Well, looks like Nitrious is going to have this round as it's all up to Stronglegs, and as strong as they are, I don't think they're going to carry Good People to this victory. So an 8-7 half to Nitrious Gaming is what we are going to have here. And what are you going to do if you're Good People at this point? How do you come back from being down?
Hang on to the edge of your chair.
I think you might want to hold on to the keyboard and mouse.
Yeah. So the pistol is going to be very important for them. They need to build momentum heading into this second half. If the CTs, if they get any sort of a lead here, that could really just break their morale. And as much as it's like thrown about without a real understanding of what the term means, a team's mentality has so much influence on whether or not they can succeed. And so the most important thing for good people to do right now coming into this half a round down is just to keep in good spirits, to not start raging, and to still be able to play this round with the discipline that we saw in the first half.
Well, we'll see what happens here. Good people's strategy looks to be a bit of a split. 3 going up, alt mid, dropping the bomb. There's 3 coming straight up middle. I had that backwards, but that's fine. They'll be spotted out with the peak, but they're going to go up very quickly. Crashy is going to just try to run and gun through apartments. Couldn't find any of those running away Nitrious players. But now the rotation comes in. Neptune is on site, and they haven't fully committed. This has pulled a lot of people off B, but you can see they had food pushed very far up. He's going to be spotting the quick rotations there from Douglas. Neptune would be quick to follow as well.
And they still have utility, that being good people, and they're going to use it incredibly wisely. They dump the smoke and dump the flash. And the thing about pistol rounds is, of course, there's not a lot of utility to go around, so that's going to be an instant signal for the counter-terrorists to start rotating. But will it be soon enough as Caboose barrels through the bomb site? He's a man on a mission, and he finds 3 kills to prove it.
Well, now it's all up to Juice and Shot Up on the retake against 4 good people. Now, Juice is coming one way. Shot Up's going to come the other. And they're going to attempt to do this at the same time. Caboose is there. Shot Up finds one. Turns around. Finds the other. Not that exciting, but man, did that get me going like a pull start motor in Tennessee. Shut up, Mazer.
Okay.
Well,
the terrorists, they did win that pistol, as I said, incredibly, immensely important. And so now, what I don't necessarily like is how many close-range weapons they buy. Now, obviously, you can get away with that when you're going up against an eco, but when the other team's on a buy consisting primarily of CZs and 5.7s, I like to keep my distance. I like to pull out my AK, stay as far back as I can, and just plink away knowing that they cannot do any damage to me. Good people are not doing that strategy, so let's see how they try to compensate for it. What's surprising to me is that even in light of the fact that they don't have a lot of range capability, they're still choosing to play this round really slow, which to me would suggest they're hoping for a push from the counter-terrorist side so they can capitalize on catching CTs unaware as they run around corners. But of course, Nitrious is not going to give that to them.
I think, honestly, they're just trying not to fully disclose their strat yet.
Right, of course, because full disclosure should be avoided at all costs.
Well, looks like it'll be a B push, and that is where Food is. And he's alone. And if they make this push soon, they're going to have it, but they're probably going to contend with a lot of people coming from spawn. Food will take a little damage and deal a little, but they will be able to get on this site and plant.
And when you have close-range weapons like they have, that bomb plant, it means a lot because you can just kind of sit around a corner and wait for a CT to run into your crosshair, but Odorous, he's not even going to wait for that moment. He rushes down Banana, decides the MP7's not good enough, and then still gets a kill with the Glock. Amazing play from him. And now Crash and Stronglegs both kind of mopping up in their own right, securing themselves the round, and of course, Nitrious not even going to be able to save a single firearm.
Hey, Stronglegs, what are you, Mario Andretti over there? Slow down! You know, when your color doesn't even laugh at your jokes, it makes it really difficult. I feel like that's something we should do.
I think you're the one who makes this difficult.
Wow. I should just character cast. That's what I should do.
That being said, full A bomb site stack from Nitrious right now, and good people are halfway up Banana, and they haven't really noticed that yet. Let's see when it sinks in for them.
I mean, they're good people. They can figure this out. I mean, they're going to have a site all to themselves. Nitrous, what are you going to do with all those pistols? Dude. I mean, it's so hard.
Dude.
What?
The terrorist side takes the B bomb site. They dump a little bit of utility on it, but luckily it's not going to break the bank for them, especially as Odorous manages to find 2 kills for himself playing from Mexi. And Maka pushes out to find another kill as well. Juice and Shot Up. What do you do? Between the two players, they have a 5-7, and that's it. Juice gonna fall down, and so now it's just Shot Up. 67 health, a 5-7, and not even a dream at this point as Caboose gets the wallbang headshot, taking him down.
Right, there wasn't much they were gonna be able to do there. I mean, they just had nothing, and good people were just out to hunt, man. And it was over before it even began.
What accent is that supposed to be?
I don't know. I said character, not accent.
Okay. Well, while Fiorme practices his character acting, I'm going to get back to casting.
Wow.
And talk about how good people have a very kind of lower mid cluster right now going on. And that's just a little bit odd to me. They're not really probing out for any map information at all. And now it looks like a rush up bananas where they're going. And I say rush, they are moving very slowly. I only say that just because they have all their players there and they're very committed to it. They have the bomb actually leading the charge. It's going to be very difficult for them to kind of extract themselves from that situation once they run into the CTs. Of course, they have all the time in the world to make that decision right until the moment a counter-terrorist sees them. Then things get a little bit hairy.
Right, and it's going to be very tough for both Douglas and Food to do much in this bomb site. It's going to be very tough indeed, but they will make their way forward. Now as they push forward, you can find Crashy getting kills with the headshot. Be very, very good for them to get the bomb down.
Caboose with the spray through the smoke, taking down Juice, and now the terrorists have complete control over that B-bomb site. The rotation coming in, but it might be too little too late, especially because not seeing any kits on Nitrious' side. And they realize this too, and that's been a problem a lot this game. It's not even confined to one specific team, but it's just a team goes for the retake, and then their IGL stops and presses tab and realizes that no one on the team has a kit.
Well, it's going to be 11 rounds for good people at this point. I mean, they have taken these first 4 rounds away from Nitrious like they were nothing. We've seen Nitrious have some weapons, use a little bit of their power to their advantage, but I mean, they're only going to be, well, they're carrying over 3 into the next round, but, well, make that 2. But look at the money on good people after winning those 4. I think they've got the bomb plant on almost every one.
I wanted to talk about how, like, the after the round kill would make things a little bit difficult, but no. Before buy time, you had, like, 2 players on max money. Like, good people were economically set.
Still, Nitrious doesn't have a lot to their name. They've got an SMG and a FAMAS. They do have that up. They carried over in the 2 M4s. But now it is up to good people to take them out of their hands. Spread out default play. Push up from Douglas here. Has Neptune to peek over the smoke, hopefully. Strong Legs is there doing a little bit of damage. And look at that. Right, pretty much right on top of each other. They know the boostee has to be there. I mean, the boostee was just killed. But now they have an open bomb site, but the bomb is down. Juice is going to be able to pick up 1 frag, find the second. Doesn't sound like he'll find any more. Caboose is there, though, gets Juice on the return. So now it's up to Shot Up and Food. Strong Legs, Maka, and, well, almost not Caboose.
That was an excellent play from Caboose, though. That spray down in the Opera as he rounded the corner was just made me happy.
Well, it's that whole spread out default that these good people have been running non-stop.
Yeah, it is a very different approach to the T side than Nitrious had, and so far it's very successful for them. That being said, Food in the 1-on-2, he gets the first frag, and Strong Legs is very, very lit, though he does have the bomb. This is honestly a toss-up. Could go either way, but Food, it looks like he has to pick a site now and watch it and hope he gets lucky, right? And it looks like he's picking A, which could prove to be a fatal mistake.
With only 15 seconds left on this round, they'll be able to get the bomb plant, and it's going to boil down to whose aim is truer and who was praying to God for the spray.
We'll see. That being said, Food has the advantage of having a full health bar and a defuse kit. So if his team has communicated to him that Strong Legs is lit, and he plays knowing that, okay. Well, he would have had a great shot at winning it, but unfortunately for him, Strong Legs just had the perfect op angle going for him. Little sketchy to me that Food doesn't clear that corner. Construction is a very, very popular spot to play, especially when you have a strong hunch that the retake is going to be coming in from CT. And that neglect is going to obviously work out against him very strongly as he dies and loses that round. Now it's a full rush down middle. Lots of nades being eaten. Strong Legs sitting there and eating 3 HEs of his own while he dumps a molly, but luckily for him, that's not going to matter too much as his team is just on cleanup duty, taking down CT after CT.
You know what's so interesting, though, is Nitrious trying to do to good people what good people did to them, but it's almost like the opposite is happening as the spray down came in, and now Odorous finally tags the final kill. 13 rounds for good people here. They have not allowed Nitrious a shot of nitro in this game.
That's a very good point. Nitrious, those counter-terror side pushes worked out against them so many times in the first half, I think twice, which is abnormally high for that kind of strategy to work. And the moment they try to bring it back to good people read it like a book, sat in bottom mid, and just picked them off at long range. Dealt with it exactly the way you're supposed to deal with it. Textbook Counter-Strike.
Well, speaking of textbook, the play's a little different this time. They're on a different book. It's good people do a split. 3 over towards B, but this is getting shut down very quickly as both Odorous and Crashies go down. Caboose able to find the return kill onto Shot Up. So now 3v3, but the health is in favor of Nitrious, and well, Caboose gonna be found pretty quickly by Neptune. He goes down, and now this bomb wants to head over to B, but Douglas, great position, finds the first frag. Now it's all up to Strong Legs, and well, he's gonna try to run into the site backwards, and he'll find the back of his head splattered across this beautiful flower bed as Food gets the kill.
Oh, Food. I love Food.
You know what? Too easy.
I need pasta after this game, bro. There's a bowl with my name on it downstairs.
What kind of pasta is it? Is it rigatoni?
I don't know, man. Just some noodles.
Is it just like noodles? Like what kind of sauce?
Tomato.
So it's a tomato sauce. Honestly, you know, sometimes nice rigatoni with a little bit of butter.
We're so derailed. Look at Maka running up through the fire and actually getting a frag for it. Not only does he get the frag, he gets a little bit of information as well. And the B bomb site has just been whittled away to nothing. But it still looks like good people want to take A. And that might be smart because, Nitrious, if they get a little nervous about losing that one player to the B bomb site, they might send out an early rotator. And that's exactly what's happening. Douglas working his way over there. A bomb site just been opened up with big flashing letters for good people if they play their cards right.
It's all going to boil down to timing as this clock ticks away. 1:10 about to pass by on the clock, and good people yet to make a decision, waiting for this utility to finally go down. Neptune is up high. Strong Legs will try to expect the low, spots the high, and look at that teamwork once again. That's what I was talking about from good people. So they're going to make their way onto the site. Shot Up is the only man on site. Juice and Douglas running back to A right now. But whether or not they can get back in time is going to be the big question. Douglas finds one on site. Shot Up finds a second. Odorous going to trade back. Strong Legs gets one. Now it's all up to Shot Up. And what a spray transfer coming in from him. And that is going to be Nitrious taking 2 in a row.
And I'm sitting here formulating what I want to say about how well they played that 2 versus 1, them being the counter-terrorists, just one player, or excuse me, them being the terrorists, one player wrapping around the box, trying to seal the deal while the other one gets shot. It was going to be one of those perfect examples where baiting works incredibly well, and then Shot Up just pisses all over it with an insane play.
Well, speaking of insane plays, it's a quick push on to B, and much like my summer job, this is nothing more than a mowed lawn as there are just dead bodies littered in the front of this ground. Neptune will find the final 2, and Nitrious taking 3 in a row now, closing the gap on good people.
So a lot of people will kind of bemoan the change in the North American Counter-Strike scene after Stewie entered, and that change just being people kind of playing a little bit dumber, people
what's up, bitch,
holding W exactly. But I have to say, even if it makes overall play maybe a little bit dumber, it sure makes it so much more exciting. And I only mention that just because we saw Neptune leap through that smoke and get 2 frags. It was fun to watch.
Juice with a little bit of a timing issue there, not able to find any of these T's in the middle. Not fast enough, but Shot Up sure is. Trades happening all over the map, been coming out in favor of good people. They're going to push their way up middle onto Juice. They know he's Justin Opp on the site. And then Justin Opp may not be able to get anything done, but it finds one before he will get taken down. Food on the rotate is killed, and now Douglas, whether or not he is skilled is the question.
Skill or no skill, No utility outside of a single flash, and you're heading into the A-bomb site on Inferno, which is definitely one of the harder to retake sites in the game. His strategy here has got to just be exit frags, right?
Well, he's pushing up. And look at this. Odorous is just ready. How fast is your finger? Not fast enough for Douglas. Douglas is one of those names that I enjoy saying out loud. Like, you just, I don't know. Douglases, like, they're just good people.
How unfortunate for him, though, that he does get a lot of kind of work done, but can't even carry the weapon through to the next round. He will lose out on that last aim duel.
They didn't have to worry too much about weapons in that one, but now look at the money for Nitrious. They've lost one, and if they don't win this round, there's a pretty good chance they're boned. They not only win the round, but have to win it with people alive.
People alive, probably at least 2 or 3. Otherwise, they're not going to have the utility that they need to fend off good people on match point.
Yeah, and that's the key right there, is that it is round 11. It is 14 for good people, and at the moment, if you're going to place your bet this late into the match, I mean, you're 100% putting it on good people.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely. Just essentially, they only have to win, as we mentioned, this one round, and then they should be able to cinch up the game, no problem. And that's just because of the way the economy cookie crumbles. They won't be able to buy themselves back into it if they lose here. But, of course, Food and Douglas, both of them knowing that, both of them coming up big with the frags right now. None of them dying either. That's what I like the most. Not the fact that they managed to get kills, but the fact that they managed to be a thorn in the terrorist side until the cavalry arrives. Neptune with a quick 2 and shot up, finishing it out. Nitrious clawing their way back in. Caster's Curse.
And there we go. Nitrious only loses 2. And they should be able to, if you could, can I borrow like $30 from you, bro? Like, that's what needs to happen in this game. But look at that. They are able to scrounge together a hell of a buy. And now good people aren't. They aren't buying this round.
Good people aren't good.
Broke people.
At all.
Well, there's Neptune finding the opening frag of this round. Crashes is going to go for the flank, but Shot Up is there, and we'll find the headshot. Strong Legs able to find Juice. I'm not sure where the next play will be. Yep, there we go. Bomb down. In
Odorous
control
with
of
the
Nitrious.
op, though. If I'm him, I run away. I hide in some obscure corner and try to last out the minute 20 seconds, which is a ridiculously long time to try to save. But that op in his hands, we've seen it's an incredibly potent weapon.
Did you see that shot?
I didn't.
I really hope we caught that.
Speak to it.
Oh, we sadly did not. Maka one-tapped the utter hell out of Neptune around a corner. It was absolutely beautiful. I wish we had the opportunity to see that play. That was insane.
The P250, though, just goes to show, very potent. Put it in the right spot, and it can do work.
So good people are going to allow Nitrious pretty much to get back into this one and tie things up after having at least a 3-round lead over this CT squad. Now armed with pistols once again to get their money right for the last 2 rounds they need to pick up, as they are slowly grouping in middle.
Look at Juice, though, the aggression and kind of cockiness on him, and he finds 2 to answer for it, not the 3rd, although to me it looked like his crosshair was on him. There we go, there's the 3rd, a little bit delayed, and actually the 4th as well. Juice and Food with one of the better B-site holds I've seen today.
What would you rather have right now, Juice or Food?
Food, 100%.
See, I'm going with Juice, so I'm going to grab some.
Well, you enjoy. Now, though, we have to talk about the quite real possibility of this game going to overtime. Essentially,
the best.
One team needs to win twice in a row, which is just something that's been really difficult for either of these teams to maintain. That being said, though, the counter-terrorists, they are on a 3-round win streak, so if I had to bet on anyone right now, it'd be them.
Which is funny, because we just said it was GP.
You know, it's not my job to predict It's my job to tell you what's happening. And things have changed.
My opinions on this have changed.
The risk I took was calculated, but damn, am I bad at math.
Well, good people back on their default play, spread out across the entirety of this beautiful Italian villa here on DE Inferno. Right now, the B bomb site is being held gently by its lovers, Douglas and Food. The A bomb site with a rough hand, Juice, shot up a Neptune. They will start to put down that utility to try to thwart any of these good people pushes, because they don't want these sites taken lightly. They want them taken softly. Defense is about to come in. Strong Legs opens it up, and Caboose finds a second. And now suddenly Juice, he is saying, you get off my girl. But he will get wrapped on, and well, a three-way happens, and down goes everybody. And suddenly good people are back in control of this round. Douglas, the last man standing, has to take on 4 men, which is something he hasn't done since his college days.
That being said, Douglas hiding, cowering in a corner as the terrorists look for him. Also something he hasn't done since his college days. The Molotov not quite spreading to him, so good people might actually think that corner is clear, luckily enough for him. And so he walks out to the open, but they did not fall for that. No fall to the op. That'll be one more round for good people. They are on match point. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This right here. Do we go to OT, or can good people seal it out? There's
Full
a lot
disclosure.
of bettors watching this stream right now, sweating bullets.
Full disclosure, I don't want to go to OT.
Fully disclosed.
Well, this is that round everybody has been waiting for. It's the 15-14. It's the excitement. It's the butthole clench. It is the I have to go to the bathroom, daddy. Pull over. I can't. We're on the highway round. Because good people have to do everything they can to break down Nitrious Gaming. I could maintain my composure if you weren't laughing.
Alright though, Juice, he's posted up right around the corner of B. This is a corner that I think is great for holding banana, and I do think it's underutilized. That being said, it is used a lot, but I just mean it's not used to its full potential. Juice trying to change my opinion on that topic as he posts up there, but the terrorists kind of getting a sense for what's going on and falling back and regrouping a little bit towards the A-bomb site.
Spread out play from good people. We're going to see if they can find anything. They're regrouping in middle now. It's once again Juice, but this time Juice and Food on B with the remainder. Shot up Douglas Neptune. On
it's a full
Caboose
meal.
is spotted. And actually a little damage done by Neptune, or by Douglas to Neptune, but not enough to credit the assist. And that will not pull a rotation, and they know it's coming. Food's going to flash over, finds one. And this is going to be the overtime as Odorous and Strong Legs are going to have to pull off a miracle here against the 4 remaining Nitrious Gaming members. Strong Legs, the first to go down. Now it's all up to Odorous.
He walks into the cross.
And that is it, my friends. We are going to overtime.
Why did he walk into the crossfire? I don't understand. And this is serious. There's an AWPer in dark and a rifler at the boxes just next to it. I don't understand why when the AWPer whiffs, he tries to push the AWPer down. I mean, I guess I get it in his mindset. If I don't get him while he's, charging his AWP, I might not get another opportunity like this, but he just kind of forgot about the rifler that was sitting there ready to take him on.
Well, we're going to move here into overtime, guys. If you don't know how that works, well, you're dumb.
Well, then,
but let's explain it. What's going to happen is each team is going to have 3 rounds to play on a side. Should switch back. I believe Nitrous will go back to CT, correct? Or back to T. And they will have 3 rounds with $10,000 starting money. Their goal, obviously, is to win the best 4 of those 6 rounds to close this one out. But we could then see a double overtime, or perhaps a triple overtime, or the dreaded quadra overtime.
Technically, overtime can go on forever.
Technically. You can do a
Technically
penta,
speaking.
or a sexta, or a
Remember
centa,
that
or
Navi
an
Cloud9
Ocha.
match where
How many was
I
that?
think it was at E-League, but they had to have a smoke break because it went into too many overtimes.
I
Knowing
wonder
our
what
luck,
the percentage of like smokers in CS:GO is.
very high. Very high. I went to the Columbus Major, and you would walk outside, and it was just every pro was just sitting there smoking. That being said, a quick exchange is going to favor, well, almost neither team, but of course the Terrorists very quickly converting that 1-1 loss to total domination and shutting Nitrious out of that round.
Good people, they won so many rounds early on T. It looks like they're looking to do the same here and then go on a CT side, but picking up the first round, a big thing. They'll keep that money in the 10K range. And now Nitrious, well, they've got an op, and that's going to put them a little bit lower, 3250 onto Juice now, and it'll be tougher to buy on that third round. That
Look
being
at
said,
how the CTs are both pushed up, and although Caboose manages to get one kill, they played off of each other perfectly, and he was immediately traded out, and that's going to leave 2 Terrorists remaining up against an army of 4. Neptune whittling that 2 down to 1, pushing through the smoke, finding the first, but strong legs from Mexi going to shut him out. But with only 12 HP remaining, what does he even do at this point? This is one of those awkward moments as a player where you just kind of stop and you look at yourself and you say, there's no way I'm winning this, but it's not like I could just kill myself. So here we go.
I miss slash kill.
Should still be a thing.
It should. All right, so Nitrious and good people tied up once again, 16-16. Last round of the first half of the first overtime. We'll see who takes this one. Where's your money going on this one, Mr. Analyze?
I quite honestly have no idea. Both of these teams, I've essentially watched them like slump and then come back from that in a single game, which is just insane. A flashbang coming out though, just blinding Maka, allowing Juice to come around the corner, take him down with the op. And that's a pretty good start for Nitrious, I gotta say.
So now your money's on Nitrious.
I'm not committing to anything.
Well, I don't know, man. I mean, I'm kind of losing my thought process here, right? We have seen, exactly to your point, these two teams go through the most bipolar levels of play in this game so far, where one team seems to be in control and then suddenly it's the other team that's in control. And right now Nitrious is trying to take control back as those trades come down, leaving just Odorous and Crashies.
Assuming control.
Neptune will go down as well, but now both players are very weak. Odorous is going to find a very important frag onto Juice. That leaves Food in a 2v1, and he is so far away.
Where is everybody?
Where's all my friends? All my friends are dead.
So it is, like you said, important to keep in mind how lit both Terrorist players are. Like 1 to 2 bullets from his M4 will drop both of them.
Well, yeah, absolutely. He does give away his position. This flash will flash the player on site. He'll run through the fire. Now it's all up to just Odorous with that op. But look how loud Food is being. He'll tap the bomb. He has no idea he's behind him. Oh, Odorous, what are you doing?
It's over.
Oh, but he plays the game long enough.
Odorous, what were you doing? Odorous was playing that like a tactical mastermind, okay?
He was in the smoke. See, I wasn't on Odorous for that.
When you are that lit, you're almost, especially when you have an op, when you're that lit and you're opping, you're almost always going to lose the one-on-one confrontation with the rifle.
Laser, what do you know about being lit?
So what do you do, Fjormit?
You play softly.
Time. And that's exactly what Odorous did, and he won the round because of it. See, you, a simple play-by-play caster, would not get it. But me, a color intellectual, I understood.
Well, that being said, we are going to move into the first round of the second half. Teams have switched sides, and now good people, they are down, or, well, they're up a round. Nitrious is down, and they are going to do everything in their power to stop these good people from taking home the victory. You're looking for 19 rounds if you're good people here, and they're going to find a trade. Nitrious wants to take a pretty quick push up into A, but they didn't even take the bomb with them. This is a distraction for the action, And, well, it has not 100% paid off for them. 3v3 now, and no commitment for good people.
But no map control from the terrorist side either, and they might be in for a rude awakening when they go up banana and see that Maka's pushed out, although, as I say that, he falls off. So they lose that minor advantage. I can't win.
Looks like they want to take it over to B. Slow push, though, coming in. This is read correctly by good people. They're leaving just Odorous on the site. Here comes the utility bombs. And now that flash comes in. That's going to allow Neptune to go down pretty quick. Food trades out. And now it's actually going to be tougher for good people. While Nitrious just gained control of the bomb, they'll plant this one over by Coffins. And now Odorous comes from behind. Taps Juice straight in the butt, and so will Strong Legs. He will find the head of Food. Hop around the Rosie here. And that will be 18 rounds for good people. They only have to take one. There are 2 more rounds here. And bettors, move your money over to good people.
Now I'm just imagining, like, 2 opposing sides of a food court, and just people are running back and forth with giant trays of money between both teams. And that doesn't make any sense.
Why is it a food court?
I don't know.
I really like that you have a fan.
What did you expect?
Well, I don't know. I've casted with you enough to wonder that question.
Oof.
Default play coming in from Nitrious. They're able to pick up the first frag of the round as Maka goes down. This aggression coming in on B did not pay off. So Maka will be sitting out this round, calling it from the back line. He is going to hope that the rest of his team can man up and find the frags that they need to find to win this one.
And now look at what the terrorists are doing. It's a little bit weird. They have the bomb all the way back, still by bottom banana, but the rest of their players are pushed up in middle. They take a lot of control there, but then I guess they decide to give up the control in favor of a B site attack, which would have worked way better maybe 30 seconds ago when Crash was out of position. But now that both counter-terrorists for that site are kind of deeply embedded, the difficulty rate is essentially going to be what it normally would be to take that bomb site. Let's see how it works out for Nitrious, who desperately need this round.
Caboose is reading this right. Here's that utility coming down, so he'll turn on the gas. They're going to make the win. Strong Legs finds 3. That's huge. There's the 4th. And that's going to be the end of the game, ladies and gentlemen. This one's going to good people.
Good people. Running away with it. Definitely solid play from them. Like we mentioned time and time and again, they knew what they were doing more times than not, although their kind of confidence did slip away from them in a couple of rounds, and that's why I think this game ran so long. At the end of the day, they knew what they were doing, and they managed to show us that, prove to us that fact by winning the game.
Absolutely. Well, I mean, you have any wrap-ups? How do you want to wrap this game up? What's the wrapping paper you're going to wrap around it?
I would just, I suppose, like to remind everyone here that I am the original Mazer. That I am the most beautiful Mazer.
Nah.
And no one can compare to me. That being said, thank you so much for coming to watch Good People versus Nitrious. I'm Mazer. Joining me tonight was Fiorme, and as always, produced by the wonderful CSGN. You frag. We cast.
Oh, we cast. Hey! You ruined that.